is the today's update. This is the overall content. We have some kind of a design update and web flow and introduction to map. The introduction map, we have like two options for you guys to help us help us decide, and also UI and UX. So start with design update. We go back to read the instruction about how the thing should be working on. So we have like so we kind of start from the introduction part upfront, and then followed by introduction map about the people and places, those spice, those kind of thing, and then all the 5 rooms, and then animal trails at the end. So this is like a basic main structure of the website in section 1. So for the map, Ajahn Mik working on the map. She like find some reference images, one with no border, ancient styles, and kind of combined with the illustration approach. And then we kind of come to this like very first draft of the map. So there's no boundary. You can see the line of the mountains and the hills. So we kind of thinking that it could be the beginning point of our map. There's some part need to be like working on, but I think this is roughly our idea to introduce the map and explain where people and places. So we try to coloring it, and this is like the map with the color. We can work on the color scheme later, but this is the idea. We're gonna show you the character after this. And this is the characters. So we have our team to go through all the documents, reading through and try to find, to capture the idea and characteristic of the character and also the architecture. So this is a reference image that we got from the documents. And this is Ajahn Mik drawing. She illustrate them to the picture. So you can see like we got the image like this, and we kind of working on it, still working on the first draft. You can see the architecture and the people, their dresses, how the architecture like stand on water. And this is some other drawing. So we want to like still trying, we're still working on it. Anyway, and then we go to the idea of the rooms, all the rooms that will show up based on your instruction. And we think that it might be an idea for to working on the collage of each room, because we have so many contents on every room. So we trying to find a way to like put them together. So this pop-up book is the first idea, and we try to work on this. So the objects and artifact in room 1, as you can see on the left side. So we turn them into like collage picture like this. Maybe they can like do a little bit of movement when you move your mouse over. We can work on that later. And room 2, so we try to like collage them together. Room 3. It's not all done. It's not all complete, but we want to share the idea first. So for the web flow, so this is the explanation part. We kind of separate the web page into 2 sections. So the first one and the second one, the first one will be like you can see the overall structure. So first you see the heading, and we're going to change the heading because you have been mentioned that we can use the previous illustration, but our concern is that the artistic style may be different. So we will work on that later, but we'll keep this in the presentation. So we have introduction part, and then we come to the introduction map, and then go to all the room, and then animal trails. So after this is the whole main page that you're gonna see. And another page that you're gonna see is section 2. So once you click on animal trail, it's going to lead to section 2 afterward. So after introduction, we talk to Pikan about how can we work on the map. So we have 2 options. First one is scrolling, and the other one is to click and select. So for the scrolling one, you will see this kind of map first. You see the people that you can add some kind of information. You can see this point that you can move your mouse over, and then you can see a little bit of instruction, and you can click on more. And when you keep scrolling, the character will start to fading. Scrolling, it will fading. And then at one point, you will see map 2. So you see another map. Sorry, my daughter, she already like.
We have
Okay,
the
so
same
let us see the
problem.
second map.
That's why I keep my screen shut. Don't worry. Please continue, Katan.
Okay, so after you scroll at certain point, you see the second map, like overlay on the same map. So you keep doing the same thing until you go to another section. All right, this is the first option. And the other option is what I talked about last time. We have like the object for the visitor to click on, like for this one. You click number 1, and you can see a little bit of information. And once you click on more, you will see like a extension part, the whole info of the section. And once you finish this, you can like close this, go back to the second one, third one. Or if you want to skip, you can just like go to another section, which is all the rooms information. Okay, so once you're done with the map, we can talk about the decision on the map later. Anyway,
Sorry, Adan, I had a quick question. So
yes.
I got the first part, the scrolling option.
Mhm.
That was clear. Sorry, could you just quickly repeat? Am I right to
Okay.
understand that the second one is just the option to click on 1, 2, 3, or 4 rather
Yes,
than
exactly.
scroll, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay, once you complete the map section, we go to another section, which is all the rooms. So in this section, you will see the collage image that I showed earlier. And once you move your cursor on top of the image, you can see, sorry, if you click on it, you see a bit of information on it. And when you click on more, it will extend the information below. And once you complete reading the whole section of information, you can just go back and then come to the last one, which is all the trails, all the trails, animal trails. Also, you click on animal trails, it will lead you to another section, which is completely talking about animal. And for example, when you click on hornbill, you will see all the artifact or object from the room. So this is all the information that we have right now. There are 4 pieces. I'm not sure, but I think it's from room 1, room 2, room 3, and room 3. So we're gonna display them like this. Once you click on it, you see like a little bit of information, as I mentioned earlier. And once you click more, you got the extension window that pop up, and you can keep scrolling, and there will be something moving. So it's going to be this kind of like a flow of web flow. And for room 4, we haven't worked on it yet, but it's going to be similar to the earlier map. We can click on them and something will show up. So this is the overall web flow that we come up today. And the other thing is UX and UIs, because we had a meeting yesterday with Pikan, our IT team, and he raised his concern, because when we talk about this kind of web flow, we basically based on desktop website. So for people who access to our virtual museum, actually they can like access by tablet or phone. So we have to like finalize the idea first, because we have to prepare several methods, not several methods, but several scale or the interface to fit all those 3 accessible method. So we kind of show you this. I don't know how to hide this, but we have like a desktop one that you can see everything like I explained earlier. And the tablet one, actually it looks slightly different, but there is some significant difference, because tablet, we don't have mouse. So instead of hovering your mouse on the object, you won't see a thing. You have to click on it, and you have to tap. You have to tap first to see like a basic information, and tap on it again to see like further information. The approach will be slightly different. On phone, it will be the same method as tablet, but all the layout will be different. So you can see all the room will be like lined up like this instead of like 3 per row. Yes. Actually, that's all we come to discuss today. Yeah.
I like the idea of the pop-up book so much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Elke.
I even think it also works with the trails, but I mean, like, I know that it's going to be a bit complicated and a lot of things in one picture could be too messy. But just want to make sure, like, Priya, just confirm with me, the number of objects featured in each trail is not more than, is more or less than the number of objects in each room? Which one is more?
The one in each room is definitely more.
Yeah. So, Ajahn Ka, would it be more manageable for you if you do the pop-up thing for the animal trails? Because like when you do that, it's gonna look like, more manageable, or it's gonna be duplicative. I don't know. I mean, but it already looks really good like with this, but I'm pretty sure like in a pop-up page, it's gonna be a lot of things more than what is featured at the moment, right?
I think the pop-up thing is just for you to click on. Actually, it's quite
So it's like
similar
a
to.
preview of more objects in a room, right?
Yes, there will be
Yeah.
more. Actually, we
Okay.
just select some example.
Okay, so you select something that looks really coherent. I understand now. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I just had some immediate feedback. So first, I wanted to congratulate Research Playground. I think this is, really sort of moving in the right direction structurally, even in terms of design. I really like the look of the individual sections. Um, since we are on the point about pop-ups, I just wondered if um, the entire exhibition layout, which I had presented as rooms, right? So if I could actually share screen for a minute, would that be possible to just take you through what I'm thinking about in terms of the pop-up? Because I really like the pop-up idea.
You want to share the screen? Sorry.
Yeah, if it's all right, just for a minute, because I think we can really actually use the pop-up for the entire exhibition. LK, I'm just sending you a request to share screen.
Yes, you can now.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, I just wondered if actually, this entire exhibition, starting from here, if it can be shown to the viewer as a pop-up. So the whole exhibition is a giant pop-up, and within it, we have individual fold-outs. So within the giant pop-up, we have section 1, the maps, and we have the 5 rooms. And then as you keep zooming in, there are fold-outs or pop-ups within pop-ups. Does that make sense? So the way I understand, you're currently using the pop-up for a single room, right? Azan, am I right to understand that?
I
You're,
think so. Yeah.
so
It's
you're
for
basically,
each
yeah,
room one pop up. Yes.
correct. So I thought that the entire exhibition can be visualized or presented to the viewer as a giant pop-up, and then you get to these mini pop-ups within the larger pop-up. That's just an idea, and I think it's going to be visually quite exciting. And it can replace the rooms. But of course, I know there's a lot to take in, and Research Playground might need to discuss this internally. So I'll just leave it at that. But I really thought that starting with the floor plan itself and then getting to individual rooms and trails can actually be pop-ups within pop-ups. So I will leave it at that. And then I wondered if Research Playground could just bring back your slides for a minute. So
Sure.
sorry about that.
It was
No
a,
worries.
I mean, like I follow you, Priya, but at the same
Hmm.
time, I just have a question about whether it's
Hmm.
gonna be slow to load because my pain point of
Hmm.
UNESCO server is that
Hmm.
it has always been very slow to load the first page. So I
Hmm.
think that was the thing that I told Research Playground
Hmm.
last week, and it was like, you know, one of the painful thing about UNESCO server is that is the first page is always very hard to just begin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. To that point, LK, look, actually, right now, what Research Playground is sharing, what we are looking at, it's a collage, right, of objects. They could just use the same collage, but give it the effect of a pop-up. So the visual effect is that of a pop-up, but we're
Yeah.
effectively doing the same thing, which is to click on individual objects within the collage. So we're not doing anything different, just trying to give it the look of a pop-up. But of
So
course, I will leave
yeah,
this to
like the
them.
opening page, Ka. So what could be an interpretation to this in my way? What I would find
Mm,
like the map
mm,
page, like when you have the introduction part, which is the banner of the project. Could that be made into a pop-up thing? Like, you know, because we have the graphic elements that are quite separate. If you choose to use the original one, or if you want to redraw, depends. But
no,
and the map, right, Priya, that you would think it could be a pop-up.
every individual component would appear as a pop-up within a pop-up. Only visually,
Uh-huh.
only visually. It would have the effect of the folded, the page, the edges of the page folded out or bending to look like a pop-up. They can be
Mm-mm-mm.
very dull colors. Uh, unfortunately, I don't sketch, but I will try to
Yeah,
create
I
this.
understand you, but I just I just also I just kind of like the scrollable map
Sure,
in a way that it kind of smoothly transition
sure.
without wasting the number of pages. But I mean, like, I understand what you mean by like on the introduction part. It's like a kind of, you know, a story, a narrative in itself before coming to the room. So it could be a book in itself in
Mm,
a way. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like Alice in Wonderland walking through these
yeah,
various
with
pop-ups, right?
different doors.
Yeah,
Yes.
exploring the various pop-ups. If
Um,
that's the analogy that I can use. Uh, but
uh,
I will leave these ideas with Research Playground to see, how whether they're
we just
workable or
throw
not.
you at the ideas then, Ajahn.
Yeah,
That's I mean
yeah.
I find what Priya is thinking also quite interesting, but you are the one to tell us what is difficult to do, what is going to be artistically nice as the end result.
Yeah. Yeah, I second that. I just had a very quick feedback for Research Playground. This tier called All Rooms. Um, and I'm speaking from my experience designing the other big online course for Singapore's museums. So a lot of these museums are very sensitive about how each of these objects overlap or sit against each other in a collage. So they will usually come back with complaints to say that, there is a god picture or a mother goddess or, an Islamic calligraphy sitting with this or that, and this is incorrect. So I just wanted to draw our colleagues' attention to the fact that when you're doing the collage, you may want to be careful to keep them, uh, you know, um, to place them in a culturally sensitive and politically correct way, because otherwise these museums might end up complaining. So that was my only feedback with the collage, because I had a tough time rearranging the objects in a collage.
Okay, we will keep that in mind.
Yeah, yeah.
And also for the whole pop-up thing that you mentioned earlier, I kind of afraid that it's going to be too heavy. I mean, in overall presentation, if everything turned to be pop-up book, it might, there's too many things that going on in the same website. So I think for example, introduction map, we keep it simple as possible so that people can go to the highlighted area, the coloring people, coloring architecture. And it's not going to be like too boring. I mean, if everything go to pop up, it's going to be like the same and the same when you go to and through. So we have like a various method of how we can visualize them, leaving the possibility to, keep adding more and more. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
my
sure.
quick thinking.
No, sure. I get this, is why I said it was just an idea, but see, because you would know the feasibility of an idea from the end user's experience much more. So I will certainly leave it to your design judgment. But yeah, all this looks great. I was just wondering also if I could share some maps from my current project, the online course which we are designing, not as a way to dictate your maps, but just to share some styles that we came up with. My designer Cleon, he basically took ready maps and then we readapted them to suit our style. So if you want, I could just share them. You can take a look at them. But of course,
Yeah, please share.
Yes.
you can just
I would
decide
love
your
to
own
see.
style. Yeah, but I can
Yeah.
just share a few animated slides.
Okay.
Yes. Um, so I think all is good from my side. LK and Anay, maybe we wait for Research Playground to sort of develop the design further. And I was just wondering, Adan, that as you all develop this, and if we, uh, let's say we have some likes and dislikes, I hope you'd be able to accommodate them, right, as the design evolves.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Um, and I'm sorry to come back to the technicalities of this, Adan, but I understand that right now, most immediately, you don't need all the objects from us, right? Because you're still working out the kind of big design outline. So you don't need all the objects just as yet, right?
Actually, we had a little bit discussion about this. For
Uh-huh.
example, we have like many trails of animals.
Yeah,
If we select one animal trail as
yeah,
like a first model, so we
yeah.
can like work on it completely, and we have like a model to do similar thing to the other idea. So actually, if we like ask all the museums to like gather one information about
Uh,
one trail of animal, it will be
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we will give it to you. The museums are sending us the articles, and then Ane, my RA, and I are helping to organize them. So I understand that you want any one complete trail to create a mock-up, right?
yes, exactly.
Yes. So I will share that with you. Maybe I could share the elephant trail since that's already part of the demo. And what I'll do is in our previous sets, I have shared this massive Excel sheet. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to, this Excel sheet is already there somewhere in our shared folders, but of course, I will take some time to
I will pick
update.
up the link and I'll put it in the chat.
We already
But
have this.
no, yeah, but wait, LK, because this isn't updated,
Okay.
and yeah, and because I just discussed with Ane that I will give all the objects an ID number. So what I'll do for Research Playground is to update these objects with an identification number so that you know that X object belongs to room 1 or it belongs to room 2, tier 1, right? So Adan, you can see these numbers here, right?
Mhm.
So hopefully that makes it easier for you to identify the room number and the tier. So if it's 2.4, then in my preliminary design, room 2 has these different bands. So it's the fourth band. But what I will do is to give you a complete list of the elephant objects with their numbers and locations so that you can do a mock-up of the elephant trail first, and then we will complete all these other objects. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. By when do you think will you need all the elephant objects?
Maybe within this or next week, because we're meeting in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
So if Ajahn Pishawood would sample that, yeah, he would need it fast.
yeah. Okay, I'll try to get it by the weekend. Would that be good? So that you get the whole of the next 2 weeks to work on it?
Yeah, actually, we're going on a field trip from
Okay,
this Saturday to Wednesday, so we can
okay,
make it finish
okay.
by Wednesday or something. Yeah.
All right. But I'll still keep an early target so that factoring in delays, I can bring it to you so that when you're back from your field trip, you have it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good. Right.
All right. Okay. Um, so I think that's it from me, LK. Do you and or Ane have any other comments or feedback?
Anais, would you like to go first?
No, I don't really have anything much now. I just about the map itself. No, I think the idea is great of doing without borders, and but I don't know, LK, what's the UNESCO thing on Southeast Asia that I just checked that Timor-Leste is indeed on the map.
It is on the map.
But then the Papua Guinea is only partly on the map, and because the
Yeah.
island is half Indonesia and half Papua New Guinea, different country, but it's a bit controversial because the people are the same, but the national the states are
I
different.
know.
It's a
Yeah.
bit controversial, and I think choosing what is part of Southeast Asia and not in the map is itself like something that we have to be diplomatic about.
So when Ajahn, like when we scroll, we're not gonna even see the national borders later on in the whole process anyway, which is really good. Like it's ideal, like the way you redraw the map in such way with like, you really understand the first unit of the shared histories genuinely because you make like the mountain thing and stuff, and it's really nice. So in this case, I would actually recommend that we zoom out a tad bit so we get the full K of the Papua New Guinea, right? And but you can make the edge of that map like a bit like
blurrier,
glow-ish.
and also like India maybe less to the full of India, but I don't know. But I also like that it's kind of smaller, so you kind of feel like it's zoomed
at least
out.
like when you zoom out a little bit and see like the surrounding other subregions, it have this feeling of like you kind of go beyond the sense of ASEAN, just that because we're not talking
Yes, it has
actually about
maritime
ASEAN,
routes,
but we're talking about the whole area, the whole geography as the geography that is interconnected with other parts of the world. So a tad bit zoom out about to that, so you get like a full island of Papuan and a bit of a South Asia, just enough, but at the same time like blur, like make it a bit more transparent on the edge, so it doesn't look like we're kind of like specifically crop this as a frame or something.
Okay, we will work
to avoid all the political interpretation.
This political.
Yeah, I just thought Ane and LK to just also kind of cover all of us, somewhere at the end where we have our bibliographies and other sorts of notes, we could just add a disclaimer, or we could even have this appear in very light font. And I've done this for my online project, where we could say that these are approximations and they do not suggest current geopolitical territories. Something along those lines. Would that be okay, Ane? That
And
these maps, yeah. I mean, I will, Ane and I can help to rephrase that. But
do not suggest. What did you say? What do not suggest?
Current geopolitical territories or states. So we could say something along the lines that these are artistic approximations. These maps are artistic approximations and do not suggest current geopolitical territories. Something
I
along
put it
those
in the
lines.
chat box, like a drafty words of that, and
Mm.
you can retouch this
Yeah, yeah.
grammatically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I could send it to Research Playground so that, in very light font so that it doesn't interfere with the look. We can
True.
just place it at the bottom. And we've had these clever captions in our online courses everywhere so that they're seen, but they're not seen.
But they
Yeah.
could be seen. I mean, like in this case, it's good to kind of disclaim it clearly that
Yeah.
what we're talking about is about, the idea of the connected geography and like the time before ASEAN, the time before national states, no?
Yeah, yeah, something along those lines. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Actually, I think Pikan want to share some idea.
ค่ะ
Pikan อยู่ไหมครับ
พี่การ
อยู่ครับฝากเปิดได้เลยครับผมแล้วก็อธิบายได้เลยครับ
ได้เดี๋ยวเป็นนั่นนะอืม
So during the talk, I pop up some idea that we show as we show here, and then when we click this, like the menu is go to the left side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a 5 room, and when we click, we can show like each object that you like, and then when we click this, it show like a full screen pop up like this, and then we can go through something like this. This is the idea that I don't know, maybe answer your question.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, this is what I meant, that the rooms take on the visual form of a pop-up.
Mhm.
This is exactly what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
right? That's simple enough and doable. Yeah.
อืม
One of the things that I'm not so sure if we have came across that already, like the linear time map thing that Priya presented last time.
I don't think they've reached there, or am I
Not
right?
yet.
Because I think LK, they're waiting to fully develop
Yes.
room 4
The
and 5.
one,
Yeah.
bit by bit first. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the part that I feel most stressed about, because I it's a bit technically heavy, as we all know. But I look forward to seeing how RPs will be able to pivot with that. Yeah.
room 4
อันที่เป็น linear time ที่ตอนคราวที่แล้วที่อาจารย์ที่คุณปริยา present ให้ดูอะค่ะที่มันจะเหมือนมีแบบแกะมีช่องเล็กๆที่มันเป็นแบบระยะเวลาอิสลามฮินดูต่างๆนานาจำได้ไหม
we haven't worked on that yet. Yeah.
That's the
We
part
want
that
to
I look forward,
working on
like,
the
and the thing is that you can always pop questions or show us, like, pop things into, like, as a capture screen or something into email and say like comments or something over the weeks for us to be next to you, be your friends throughout this thing.
Yeah, we have to handle all the information on last week so that we can work on the map.
Yeah.
and everything.
Maybe
Yeah.
what LK said in Thai to Research Playground is that Priya's made your life difficult with room 4.
No, didn't say that directly, but somehow it was like that thing,
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm sorry that room is a bit
No, but
complicated.
it is the thing that is actually like have a good impact to the depth of our information that we would like to keep, but at the same time being a bit challenging to visualize, to illustrate effectively with like the whole heaviness of different things on the plugins and all, that we know that's the thing that you're, as a designer, you're dealing with more professionally than how we could imagine.
I just had another question about the tech and pop-up, that every time if you are executing and you see the pop-up is too heavy, can you also replace pop-up by simply a link that you click and then you enter a new window and then a new window, but then you can just go back into the initial page? I was wondering if it's something that you thought about.
Yeah, actually, maybe have to ask Pikan about this. I'm not quite sure whether we like having a pop-up or we go to another page completely. พี่การช่วยได้ไหมครับ อันไหนดีกว่า
Okay,
กัน
so I think it should stay in the one page because it's for my experience. If you have pop up and sometimes you click, some people click like a 4-5 pop up and then they don't know how to go back. It's like they lost their way. I think we should keep in one page. For the desktop, it's easy to go back, but imagine on the tablet or on the mobile. On the mobile is so if two pop up is difficult and you cannot go back anymore. That's from my experience. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, further to that question about pop-ups. So the sketch that you all showed is correct, and I understand that you'll keep it on the same page. But I also wonder that, after the visitor has clicked on an object, and then, you showed us that the object label comes up. I wondered if the pop-up could actually then become dull or watermarked so that it takes on a gray tone and the object and its label actually stands out more. But again,
เหมือนเวลาเรา
so
แบบสมมติเราไปเอาเมาส์ไปคลิกกับอะไร I'm translating that into I know what you mean เหมือนเอามาไปคลิกกับอะไรอันนั้นมันจะกลายเป็นสีที่เหลือเป็นภาพขาวดำไปค่ะเป็นdullเขาบอกสีมัน
ได้
แห้งลง
แค่เตรียม
มันก็จะ
ไว้
ช่วยในการแบบเหมือนกับเวลาเรามีของทับกันอย่างนั้นมันก็ยังช่วยดึงของออกมาให้มันเห็นแบบใน correct form ของมันหน่อย
Yeah, I think it should be possible ใช่ไหมครับพี่การ I think it depends how much
Yeah,
you provide
I think it's good. We can do that.
Yeah, because we've just worked with some of these transitions for the online course, so that from one slide to the next, when you transition, the object that you're supposed to focus on, is spotlighted, and the rest of the map or the other objects that were around them, they are automatically blurred or they take on a watermarked effect. So something along those lines.
Okay ค่ะ so I think in terms of design like we totally trust you like in your taste and everything it looks amazing so Priya you're gonna compile the elephant objects right and notify maybe do you want to send it as Excel sheet or the in folders
Yeah, I think LK it would be best if we stick to that Excel sheet because as I keep repeating, that Excel sheet is actually the entire
it's the whole it's the
storyboard.
TLC
Yeah, it's the whole
it's the
storyboard of the exhibition.
yeah
So it's just going to be easy to get to the columns and the numbers within the things and then just place these objects. So I'll stick with the Excel sheet, but what Wanshin and I will also do is to take Ane's the latest folder prepped by Ane, which has the images only. So for whoever is not comfortable going to the Excel, can still follow these images and they will take the same object numbers that are there in the Excel. But my sense is that actually Research Playground will work with the Excel sheet because it mimics the whole storyboard. But we will cater to both.
Yeah, if you have both will be good for
Yeah,
actually we kind of put them in our method to see like which room is
Yeah.
which room to extract the image.
Yeah, no, I will cater to both those things. And if possible, Ane, I don't want to overpromise, but remember the table of contents, the old style table of contents and index that we came up with. If Wanshin has the time, I'll also ask her to input the same object numbers there. So that then we have 4 different sources,
That's great.
same object numbers, and whoever likes whichever can go to it and still find the same objects.
Oh yes, we love the index and table of content, by the way. Yes.
Thank you. Thanks, Ane. Yeah, it was Wanshin's hard work.
Mm.
Yeah, she's excellent at organizing data.
She
Yes.
is indeed. So, would it be possible for you to finalize just that sample part for Ajahn Pishawood on Monday next? Like
Finalize
Monday.
which part?
Yes, because you might also make new decisions about which objects, because you received, I don't know if you were able to look, Priya, that you actually received quite interesting new things from Brunei and Indonesia they offer. So maybe you want to reselect some things.
Yeah, I just forwarded the email to you in case that was missed out.
I
But
also
Yeah.
uploaded them
yeah,
on the file.
so perhaps you can work with Wenchen over today until over weekends. And Monday, would that be possible to share the link to the research playground for the elephant trail sample?
Yeah, Monday or latest by Wednesday, LK, so that
Yeah,
when they're
Wednesday is
back
fine.
from the field trip, then
Yes.
they have the materials. I just had a quick question for Ane and LK. Are the museums still sending objects, or do we treat the window as closed? Because
Again, please.
are the museums still submitting new objects, or can we
Well,
take it?
a few museums saying that it would like time until the 5th. Yeah. So I mean, this Friday, and you can close it. Would that be
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. I mean, we could give them until next weekend. So what I'll do is I'll focus on IDing and tagging the objects only on the elephant trail for now, so that even if there are, new additions, it's a little bit of plus minus. We won't focus all our energies on IDing all the others.
But we will close everything on Friday. So I think if you do it this weekend, you'll have everything.
Okay.
Only
All
because
right.
only like one. I mean, the National Museum Bangkok, and I was trying to stop them from increasing the object, but they were like, "Oh, we have until the 5th of June." I was like, "Until the 5th of June, and we're gonna close because you run out of your quota. You have to give it to Brunei." But anyway, they are very eager.
Okay. So I'll leave it to Ane and LK to send them the reminders, and then the madness of the last minute submissions. So Wanshin and I will take the weekend to work through the object
Got it.
IDing.
Yes. So just to keep a single channel of communication, Anais, if you can email all of them about this. And I only email them about the online workshop, but you do the one on collections. Thank you. I think we're good with this, and we can get Ajahn to rest.
Yeah, to attend to his daughter.
It's actually
Maybe
holiday.
Attend to his daughter.
Yeah, maybe Adan's daughter could be our first visitor for
Yeah.
the mock-up trail.
I know we have
He will love
like
it,
the
actually.
for education materials as well. So we at least have it the exhibit A.
Yes.
And actually, we can just share us a new idea, I think. I think this is how pop-up gonna work. I'm not quite sure. So we have like one pop-up after we click, and then click another one.
Yeah.
So we
Um,
okay, we can.
So this is like we have 5 room, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as on the top pop up, and when we click, the menu is go to the small menu on the top, and then on each room will show the detail and idea. For example, it's on the first room. If we have many idea, we just go here, and then they can scroll down and can like see all object. And here, if the blue line is the desktop screen, we show the hint that okay, they have another room that people can click here or do something, and then they move like a skin to the another room. And with this is mean we have like a navigator on the left and right and up and down. And with this is mean and with this, I think it's on the room 4 and 5. We can like do exact what Priya want. That we have like because it's from left to right, not up and down, and then can show you idea. And on the bottom, you might have the menu that okay, first we select all object, and all object will put in the bank of like 4 or 5 room, and then you can click deselect, and then you can select each object, and then oops, sorry, not mine. Okay, sorry.
So how would that look on a tablet or phone? คะคุณกัน
I think I need to think first, because it's on the now for this solution it will solve our problem for the design that we have 5 room and we have like the menu on below that is show the object, right? And when we deselect and then we can select each one or 2 or 3, and then 1 or 2 or 3 will fit in the room number 4 that on your timeline. And for this I need to think that okay, we need to have like for two main menu on the top for the room and menu here, something like this. So it's like a banner. When you have banner, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And when maybe we hit, we have small thing that they can like go to left and right, and then for below we have another menu to select the object that can select and then pop up, and then they can click something like that. I will think about it.
ค่ะ
But this is first idea.
but
ครับผม
I'm getting you. Yes. ถึงแม้ว่าจะรู้สึกว่ามันก็แบบคือมัน it's gonna work perfectly on the desktop. Just wondering how that could be simplified for mobile, but you know, mobile version is normally with limitations. But this could actually be wonderful for the desktop version.
Yeah, I think it fit for the desktop and the tablet. I think it's great.
Yeah, tablet also can do. Yes, true.
Right.
Great idea, ค่ะ
ครับ
So in just to ask Kun Gan, like, so for all the question regarding the Bluehost, everything is okay, right? Do we miss any particular questions or any?
I think
Yes.
I think it's good. I got the answer, but as you know, is one your concern is very slow. For the package that you use is not the fast one, because it's for this one is based on the WordPress, and WordPress is not like
the limitation of WordPress in itself. Yeah, although we bought like the most expensive one on the rack actually, but I know that the WordPress is actually, because like, you know, we have like different projects in the office, and not every project hire a professional web developers. Some they have the project officers do it themselves, so they have to use like the easiest tool possible. That's why the office chose the WordPress for those to share with those people as well. But I understand that it could actually end up having a bit of a, you know, slow-mo downloading on stuff if we are too ambitious. But we trust that you're going to be very creative and resourceful in finding solutions.
Yep, we'll try.
Sorry, LK, if you allow me,
Yes.
I just had a quick comment on you know, Research Playground shared the maps with the different ethnic groups. So you'll have the Malay people, the Orang Laut. So I don't know, you know, what is the program that you've used to recreate or to adapt those people from the original photographs that you showed us. But I just wondered if you could give the effect of an artist's impression or an artist's sketch of these people. Again, I'm not familiar with what are the programs one uses, but I'm just going to quickly show you a sketch that, you know, my illustrator has made for a performance. I'm sorry, I don't know how clear this is, but if you can see the entire space and actually the sculpture and also the dancer in the center, all this is hand sketched. So I wondered if the figures can, you know, have this quality of an artist's impression or an artist's adaptation.
Like rendering of the shadows.
But I think it is hand drawn, isn't it?
This is hand drawn as
yes,
well.
it is
Okay.
hand drawn.
Okay.
But
Different
digitally,
artists.
but
No, I can
not
see
like,
that it's human drawn. Like it's just it's a hand drawing too.
So you mean like having a bit of a 3D
No,
kind of
no,
feeling?
no, LK. I mean, this is good. I just wanted the kind of raw artist's impression feel, but
Yes.
yeah, Ane confirms that. I mean, if it's hand drawn, I think it's already great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's her drawing actually. อาจารย์ Vic drawing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for that.
Your drawing just very neat, like the line is very sleek. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they Atian also both they teach I know they teach drawing workshops in Chiang Mai. So everything is very handmade. It just
Wow.
looks very neat.
I love handmade things.
So I think this is again something that we need to put at the end in our credits and acknowledgements.
Yeah.
We need to, we need to write a little note or a little para on the storyboard and how these sketches were hand drawn, how, maps were readapted. I think we need to bring in the making of the storyboard as well, in our sort of credit lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I think that's it from me.
Perfect. I just write it down into the chat because that's gonna stay forever. Somehow.
It's gonna stay forever in the chat.
It's gonna stay forever in my computer.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I'm gonna like transfer the text in the chat into an email later on as well as note. Yeah.
Okay.
But I've made a record of the meeting and I'll put it in like a restricted YouTube link. So I'm gonna send it to you later as well. Okay. So that will be around it. We'll look forward to more progress in 2 weeks. Yeah. But in
Okay,
the
so next
meantime,
meeting.
as we said, Ajahn, like ring us up. Like we're here to hear your thoughts like 24/7.
Don't worry, I will send you a text if we
Yeah.
need help. Okay, ครับ so
Yes.
that's all for today.
ค่ะ
Next meeting ครับ
Thank you. We're gonna
Thank
have the
you.
online workshop with the participants on the 18th of June, which is like a few days after our second meeting. So you're cordially invited as well. But the main topic for that one is on the museum education material development. So it's like another section that Priya left in the room 5 that we're still ideating what to fill in for that one. Yes.
Yeah, if possible, we would like to join to see.
Yes.
Let's go.
I'll send you the link. I'll be sure to send you links. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had one quick question for Research Playground. I'm so sorry. I always think I'm done. If I needed to walk you all through the slides which I said were developed for my online course, the maps and various things, do you think it would be easier to set up a quick Zoom call and show you all as many slides as possible, simply because it's so heavy? Do you think that might be a better idea, or you prefer that I drop them in the shared folder
The file of the
from my online
อาจารย์อยาก
course?
ให้เขา present ให้ฟังไหมคะ หรือว่าอยากจะ
Just drop
อยาก
them
จะ
in
อ่าน
the
เอง
file. We
Okay.
can go through. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
perfect thank you ค่ะ Priya thank you ค่ะอาจารย์ค่ะ
Thank you,
สวัสดี
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
ครับ ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะ
Thank
See you
you.
next meeting ครับ
thank you ค่ะ Anis